I once heard a man say, your friends determine to a large degree the kind of person you will be. Do you have godly friends? When I was young, I was on the edge of living for God or living for the world. God gave me a godly friend. He pursued me. He invited me. He prayed for me. He encouraged me. He stayed after me. He wouldn't leave me alone. He wouldn't take an excuse. He kept after me until I gave in and started going to church and going to God things. I ended up giving my life to God, and He kept pursuing me, kept pushing me, kept challenging me. He loved God. He loved to tell people about God. He loved to serve God. He loved to pray. He loved to worship. And he made a difference in my life. Thank God for Roy. He was my godly friend that helped me so much. Do you have some godly friends? Let me ask you, are you a godly friend? Proverbs tells us what a godly friend looks like. First of all, they set a good example. Proverbs 13:20. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. Your friends determine, to a large degree, the kind of person you will be. If you've got good friends, if they're setting a good example, you're going to become more like them. If they're setting a bad example, you're going to become more like them. Choose good friends. Thank God for godly friends. Number 2, keep your confidences. Proverbs 16 and verse 28. It says, a whisperer separates the best of friends. Do you have a friend that you can tell your secrets to, your painful things to, your situations to, that you can trust, that they're not going to spread it all around? Nothing worse than telling somebody something very personal, very confidential, and then you find out they've been telling other people. That will ruin a friendship right there. You need to be the type of person that keeps confidences. You need to find friends that you can trust. Number 3, friends are there when you need them. Proverbs 17 and verse 17, it says, a friend loves at all times, not just during the good times, and a brother is born for adversity. They are there when you're hurting, when things are bad. They're right there. They show up. They be what you needed in that moment. Are you there when you need them? Good friends are there when they are needed. You can count on them. Number 4, they tell you the truth even when it hurts, even when you don't want to hear it. Proverbs 27 and verse 6, it says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. They tell you what you need to hear even when it hurts. But the kisses, the flattery of an enemy is deceitful. It's not real. Your real friends tell you what you really need to hear. I had a friend in college that said to me one time, at that time I was goofing around a lot. I was rather immature. I just liked to have fun. I had a hard time taking certain things seriously. And he said to me, Dave, you could really make an impact for God if you would learn to show your maturity better. What he's saying is, quit acting so immature. Well, I didn't like it when he said that. He's older than me. It kind of made me feel stupid and immature, but he was exactly right, and it's exactly what I needed to hear. And when I began to act more maturely, I still had fun and still had a good time, but when I learned to do the right thing in the right place and be appropriate and take more initiative and responsibility, people began to esteem me higher and give me more opportunities to serve God. Friends tell you the truth even when it hurts, and friends push you to grow and do better. Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friends. Your friends are pushing you, challenging you. There's going to be some friction, iron sharpening iron. There might be moments, but they're always pushing you to get better. They're pushing you to get closer to God. They're challenging you to become more like Jesus. They're challenging you to get out of your comfort zone. These are what good friends are like. Do you have godly friends? You say, well, how do I get godly friends? How do I get good friends? Well, start in your church family. If you don't have a church, go to a church. Ask God to send you some godly friends. They may not be your age. They may not have that much in common with you right away, but they have these type of characteristics. Pursue those people. How do I get godly friends? Well, it tells us in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. It says, a man who would have friends must show himself to be friendly. How do I get good friends? Well, I start out by becoming a godly friend, a good friend. I be this type of person for others, and they will want to step up and be this type of person for me. I be this type of person for others, and God will send me some godly friends when I need them. You say, well, I just lonely and I don't have a lot of friends. Proverbs 18:24, listen, at the end of it, it says, there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. His name is Jesus. I challenge you. Start today and make Jesus your very best friend. And as you do that, as you try to be loyal to Him, as you try to serve Him, as you try to be a good friend to Jesus, Jesus will bring good friends into your life. Jesus will be a good friend to you.